The tent city called Krzyzewskiville has a maximum capacity of 1,200. For a game like this, it's the only guarantee for a seat inside Cameron Indoor, a building steeped in basketball history. They're here for a critical ACC showdown between the Maryland Terrapins and the Duke Blue Devils on ACC Wednesday, presented by Staples. Tonight, first place is on the line with Maryland clinging to a half-game lead over Wake Forest and a full game over Duke. The Terps won the first meeting as Ryan Randall had 15 points and a career-high 17 rebounds, while Dante Jones established his own career high, pouring in 26 points. The 191st consecutive sellout at Cameron Indoor Stadium for a huge ball game, Dick Vitale.
Hey, Mike, think about it. 25 in a row at home, one of the longest winning streaks in basketball. Last time they lost, 2 years ago to the Terps.
And Nick Kaner-Medley takes the opening tip and jams it.
I tell you, that diaper Dandy made some big shots in the first matchup down there at the Comcast Center.
Reddick gives it outside to Dante Jones. Sanders wants the ball in the post against Randall, and Kaner-Medley reached in and commit the foul. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both ball clubs. For Maryland, really an odd lineup. Kaner-Medley is a freshman. The other four are seniors. That is a rarity in college basketball. For Duke, Jones, Williams, Sanders, Duhan, and Reddick, a very young Duke team.
That starting lineup for Duke, he's changed his lineup 10 times. They are 5-0, Mike. They are 5-0 in the starting lineup.
And this is the guy who has really made a push in the late season. Sheldon Williams, his last 3 games, has averaged 12.5 points and 8.5 rebounds a game. He has become a force.
He was brilliant against Virginia, that road win. Broke a 4-game losing streak on the road, scored 20, and they were really impressed with his defense early in the game, blocked 4 shots.
He had 20 points, 8 boards, and 4 blocks. Gave them that inside presence that they have lacked.
You're right, Mike. They have lacked that. They've been a perimeter-oriented basketball team, have not had a lot of balance. A key to watch here tonight will be rebounding. Rebounding is going to be vital. I mean, when you look at it right now, Gary Williams' club has a big edge on the glass. Mike Krzyzewski knows that they must rebound to be able to get the win here tonight.
Casey Sanders got that last hold, and there was a block by Williams. Got a piece as Drew Nicholas went down the lane.
Man-to-man defense by Maryland. Drew Nicholas shut down J.J. Reddick for the first meeting.
Reddick couldn't get it to go. Reddick, for a couple of weeks, his shot was really off because of a bad ankle.
Yeah, he's really had a tough time after a big explosion against NC State.
A weave outside, and Blake, who's become more of a scorer, as well as the number 10 all-time assist man in NCAA history. He buries that three-point shot.
You know, Mike, their backcourt is outstanding. They had 40 points in a big win on Monday night against Wake Forest.
Foul away from the ball. It's going to be Dante Jones picking up his first, setting an illegal screen.
Take a look at those numbers. He's approaching the 500 mark. Starting to get into the Hall of Fame classification, national championship, Final Four, 2 straight years, and there is a Hall of Famer, Coach Kev. Look at those numbers.
The coaches who have coached the last 2 national championship teams. 5-2. Maryland with the lead. Reddick kicks it outside to Duhan. Williams trying to back in against Randall. There's a nice double team by Holden. Missed the shot, got it back, missed it again. Casey Sanders with a follow. He said rebounding.
And the 2 big guys attacking the glass. And the Cameron Crazies love it. They're going to need that tonight. They're going to be aggressive on the boards. Williams has shown that he wants to assert himself early in this game. Dump it inside.
Taj Holden against Sanders. Dishes off. Travel.
I'll tell you, the first matchup, Randall had a big game. Gary Williams was ecstatic with his performance at 15 and 17. But look at Sanders right now battling on the inside. There's the senior going up, and there's the conversion on the offensive glass.
Sheldon Williams already has a couple of rebounds and a block, and he can be a bull inside at 6'9", 255. We talked to Mike Krzyzewski. I said, has the light come on? And he says, I think it has. He's playing now instead of having to think as a freshman where he's supposed to be all the time. Reddick into the lane, little double clutch, got caught up, knocked away. Kaner Medley, and he's fouled, and it's going to be on Reddick. This game has been tied 3 times already. We've had 5 lead changes as Maryland visits Duke on ACC Wednesday, presented by Staples.
I tell you, Mike, what's going on right now, think about it, people. 25 in a row the Dukies have won on this floor. Last time they lost was to Juan Dixon and company 2 years ago. But they have played at such a different level here versus away from home. 18.3 the margin of victory at home.
Nice reach in by McCall, and here are the players you're seeing right now. McCall off the bench, along with Smith and McCray. Randall and Blake were starters. Reddick and Williams. Williams back on the court after a brilliant start.
Sheldon Williams has given that post player on the inside, something Duke has lacked. He was brilliant against Virginia, and he's picked it up here early in the game.
Shadlick Randolph, good head fake. Does not get the basket, but does draw the foul.
Well, he created that opportunity with the ball fake and the head fake. Kaner Medley right out of the gate, Mike, with a jam to start the game. And then look at Sheldon Williams working inside. The big fella says, who said we don't have an inside game? And there's the blocked shot. Nice dish on the inside. Look at him working on the glass. Rebounded a key tonight. Duke did not rebound well in the first matchup. Mike Krzyzewski said the key to the game will be rebound.
Shadlick Randolph gives Duke the lead at 16-15.
He shows glimpses of brilliance at times. You ask Wake Forest the performance he had against them, and there's times when he disappears. Got to get stronger physically.
Reminds me a lot of Christian Laettner, the way he runs the court for a big kid. Williams will come back in.
He was a force. Look at him at the start. 6 points to start, 3 rebounds. At 20 against Virginia on the road. Finally broke that 4-game losing streak they had on the road.
Here's the lob, and too strong off the fingertips of Jamar Smith. The 4th Maryland turnover in the first half.
When I telegraphed that play, you can see that from all the way up here. A guy like me can see that with one eye.
Reddick, they'd love to get him going. Got that great stroke in and out. Dante Jones got the rebound, and Sanders is going to get a foul on the follow, his second.
How does Dante Jones go 0 for 12 against Wake Forest and 1 for 10 against Florida State? As you look at Gary Williams.
And he had some good looks, too.
Look at Gary right there, now approaching the 500 mark, 3 more W's. He's got a national championship, and there's Coach K. Unbelievable. He's got 9 Final Fours. You can put on that resume as well. You think about the 3 national championships.
Mike was looking up at the scoreboard, which indicates that was the 7th Duke team foul, so we're in the 1-and-1. Maryland's committed only 3. He was pointing that out as coaches are wont to do. And here are the standings. Maryland, after that big win at home against Wake Forest, they're tied in the loss column of 3. Duke 1 game back with 4 defeats.
NC State 7-4, but yet they get pounded by Massachusetts and Temple. You talk about a team that's a mystery team. I mean, wow.
Reddick 3-on-2, drops it to Williams. Tough to pass to control. He kicks it out to Durham.
Shot that from downtown Raleigh, man, not from Durham. Too deep. He's got to understand what a good shot is. That's why his numbers are so down. Recognizing shot selection, so important.
Taj Holden kicks it outside, and McCray misses his through.
Mike, somebody should tell them the line is 19-9. What do you have to shoot from 25 feet?
Right.
Understand it. Some kids just don't understand a good shot.
Dante Jones dumps it inside. Williams misses the point-blank look, and he's fouled.
And that was great passing on the inside to create the opportunity. Kentucky's the best interior passing team in America. You should see the way Kentucky's playing right now, Mike. Suffocating defense, shot selection, rebounding. See, look at the inside play. You got to go up strong right here. You got to take that up strong.
4th team foul against the Terps. So Maryland still has 2 more to give before we're in the 1-and-1. Reddick.
Hurrying his shot, not squaring his body. He's hurrying his shot.
Dante Jones after the Horvath rebound. Tied at 17 as we hit 10 minutes. Nice dish to Smith.
That's high percentage.
John Gilchrist, number 11. I tell you what, this kid is going to be some point guard.
You know what I like about him? He's got the great body. He's got a great attitude when you speak to him. He understands the role of a point guard. Smith has got great hops. Junior college.
Williams backing in against Smith. Little jump hook.
They didn't have that earlier this year, my friends. They didn't have any balance offensively. It was all perimeter, perimeter, perimeter. They are now establishing that with Sheldon Williams.
Nice 10-minute start for Williams. 8 points, 3 boards, and 2 blocked shots. McCall. Holden passes up the 17-footer. Gilchrist, a little runner. Offensive foul on John Gilchrist.
Great job by J.J. Redick stepping into the lane. He and Gilchrist played together. AAU. Now take a look at Redick. Now watch this right here. You're going to see how they got a hand right up there all the time. All the time. Got a hand right near him. They never give him that open look to where he can square his body. But that's the sign of respect. When people respect you, now you get a little coaching there, takes the charge. You're happy with that.
Hit only 1 out of 4 so far in this game.
He's got to learn how to get free a little more. That comes with playing. Motion without the basketball.
Dante Jones stripped on the way in.
Great players that shot the basketball years ago. We talk about Chris Mullen. We think about Steve Alford. They all knew how to get free. And J.J. Redick will learn. And I'll tell you what's going to help them. The more they get inside play out of kids like Sheldon Williams and Randolph, that's going to elevate them as well.
I agree totally with that, Dick. We're tied at 19. Horvath trying to get it to Williams. It still goes to Dante Jones. Duke actually winning the battle on the boards in great part thanks to Williams as Dante Jones gets his second basket.
I can't believe that he can go 0 for 12 and 1 for 10 and 2 losses on the road. At home, his numbers are so much better. I mean, his 4 road games, he's 11 for 42 in his last 4. At home, he's 27 for 54. He's a different player. Had a big game against Maryland and lost.
Gilchrist down among the trees gets the rebound and now comes out to reset the offense as Blake gets a rest.
I'll tell you, the Maryland kids, they're not intimidated, man. They come in here believing they can win.
Gilchrist, the ball was off of Duke out to Maryland with 12 on the shot clock, and Durham can't believe it.
Change the direction. There's the reach in.
Oh, that's kicked by Gilchrist.
They did hit his foot. They hit Gilchrist's foot. Yeah, they missed that baby.
Kaner Medley gives it up to Nicholas. Nicholas is a pretty accomplished ball handler as well.
I tell you, what a player he has become. He's become a star for them. At 24, that's the violation shot clock.
Maryland players were unaware as the shot clock ran down. When the ball went out of bounds, of course, the shot clock did not reset. They only had 12 left, and they just ran it down to nothing.
You know, you were talking about Nicholas, and Nicholas has stepped up his game to where I believe he's an all-ACC performer.
Well, he's the 3rd leading scorer in the conference, 18 points a game. The Terps turning it over 6 times to only 3 for Duke so far as we hit 8 minutes. Dante Jones, a little floater, and he is playing very confidently tonight.
He's got that medium-range jump shot. Mike, the numbers don't lie. He's a different player in front of the camera crazies. He feeds off them. He's a very emotional kid. And I really believe they get his game to a higher notch than what it is on the road.
Great pass. Blake can't control it. Blake has bobbled the ball 2 or 3 times. Now he goes down. No call. Gary Williams up on his feet. Shot clock now at 10 for Nicholas.
High post screen.
Nicholas with a long 3.
Good rebound by Randolph.
Duke playing excellent defense tonight the same way they did in Virginia. Oh, pretty drive. Shavlik, Randolph.
That's a big lift. If they get him to give him some point production, that's a big lift. Came in with a big reputation. The Cameron Crazies are jumping with joy. They want 26. They want the Terps. They want to get back in first place in the ACC.
Duke with its biggest lead of the night, 25-19. And here they are so tough to beat all time. 644-139. The last loss before that 25-game win streak. These same Terps, they beat them in February of 01. In fact, they've won 3 of the last 4 here at Cameron.
These Terps will not go away. Trust me, they reflect their coach. They reflect Gary Williams. There's Randolph with a little clear out. He's trying to make a little bit like Christian Laettner when he played here, with that great combination of Hurley and Grant Hill.
In the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds, Duke has gone on an 8-point run.
Well, you look at the ACC over the last 15 years, they've had at least one team in the Final Four. Good timeout. See what they come out with. Oh,
that one goes right through Blake's hands. Duke with the numbers. Ewing! What a block by Nicholas, but the foul was there by Dante Jones. Drew Nicholas with an
with that jam, and they certainly didn't want to see him go to the deck and do any push-ups like he did against Virginia. Let the students do some jumping, man. They're jumping with jaw.
Look at this crowd. Look at this.
They're emulating this all over America, but man, it is special here.
Nicholas, backdoor cut to Kaner Medley. Good help by Williams. Kaner Medley goes to the left hand, ill-advised shot, and here come the Blue Devils again.
Great help defensively. On the backdoor cut, they rotated really well, recognized the backdoor cut.
Duke is on a roll. Randolph. Good job by Duhon to resettle everything. And Williams turns around and hits a 9-footer.
Now he's showing why. He was one of the premier recruits in America coming out of Tulsa. Today I looked at a magazine at Sporting News. He and Randolph were rated number 5 and number 6 in the nation.
Williams has 10. The lead is 10. Shavlik Randolph with a block on Drew Nicholas.
Where has he been? He was part of a recruiting war in the Triangle. His granddad was a star at NC State. His mom and dad went to North Carolina, but he committed to the Duke Fanatics.
These guys are starting to feed off of each other, and Duke has gone out to a 10-point lead.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is presented by Staples. Get back time. Go to Staples. And in part by Warner Brothers' new motion picture, Dreamcatcher. In theaters everywhere starting Friday, March 21st.
College basketball was not immune to the blizzard of 2003, especially the Maryland Terps. They had quite a weekend in the College Park area. They couldn't play until Monday afternoon. The game was supposed to be Sunday against Wake Forest. They didn't find out they were going to play Wake Forest until Monday after their noon shoot-around. Then they couldn't get out of BWI like normally. They had to drive an hour and a half to Dulles Airport. Got here last night for today's game. Meanwhile, Duke had their own travel problems. They got out of Charlottesville. A key decision by Mike Krzyzewski Saturday night was to bust down instead of fly, and they couldn't because of de-icing issues. Had they stayed, Mike Patrick, they would have been with you in Charlottesville.
Well, my guy Mike, you're talking about having problems, Andy. Mike, for 5 days, was stranded in Charlottesville.
The Omni Hotel folks treated me very nice, I will say that.
That's a beautiful place down there.
Well, if you can't get out and enjoy it, it's pretty tough. Dante Jones for a long three. Taj Holden made the basket at the other end. Andy, this storm, you know, you don't need anything else to think about if you're a college basketball player or a college coach. You don't want to have to make some of these decisions.
But, you know, Gary Williams told us earlier today that it actually was kind of feeling, it was almost like they were a pro team because they were just going to play. They weren't going to worry about all the extraneous things. They didn't have to worry about school because of the snow on Monday. The only problem was they had to make a decision on Monday morning. Do they start preparing for Duke or do they keep preparing for Wake Forest? And then they ended up playing the game. Then they had the tight turnaround. I'll tell you, Wake Forest has a tough turnaround. They got on last night to Wake Forest, and today they had to turn around to fly down to Georgia Tech for a critical game on the road in Atlanta.
And Georgia Tech has not lost at home. The Super Flash, Chris Bosh, is certainly a sensational young player. And Andy, they've been phenomenal on their home floor down there at Georgia Tech.
Nice first half for Taj Holden. He has 9.
They got to get Ryan Randall going. Randall, who had such a big game in the first matchup, had 17 off the glass, 15 points.
He's been invisible. Durham throws this one away. Nice steal by Randall, but Randall stepped on the sideline before he could get rid of the ball. They call him sleepy.
He's one of the most improved players in America, though. I tell you, along with Matt Carroll down there at Notre Dame, keep on the name of Shafino down there at West Virginia, certainly really improved. Delonte West down at St. Joe's. These guys have come out of nowhere to become stars.
Duke with a 6-point lead over Maryland. 4:49 to go first half. Gary Williams and Mike Krzyzewski, who have taken their battles to a new level, each winning a national championship in the last 2 years.
I'll tell you, the only school to go to the Elite Eight in the last 2 years. You got it, Gary Williams and Maryland.
When you get a job as a head coach, usually it means the program hasn't done a whole lot. And that's what happened with both Mike Krzyzewski and Gary Williams. Gary Williams actually took over in a worse situation. His predecessor got them in so much trouble that he had all sorts of restrictions. Reddick out of the corner. That's the second one he's had halfway down and comes spinning out.
And he didn't realize that the penalties were going to be so severe. When it took almost similar to Tommy Abaca down in Michigan.
Blake, the pass maybe a little too hard Saturday. Bracket Busters Saturday. A one-day, 9-game men's basketball event matching NCAA tournament hopefuls against each other. Highlighted by 2 games, Fresno State against Creighton. Then on ESPN at midnight Eastern, the Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa against Gonzaga.
I'll tell you, talk about Fresno State, what a job Coach Lopes doing, a former assistant to in Oklahoma.
Reddick, shooters shoot, and Reddick has a cold hand tonight. Nicholas gives it up to Blake. Maryland 4-on-2. Nicholas for 3.
Teams run to that three-point line in transition. It used to be that you ran for layups, Mike, but now they flare out and they want to find the three-point line. J.J. Redick's thinking too much on his shot. He's not shooting his thing. See, right now, look at him. Look at him now. Casey Sanders out there. Relax, man. You're too good a shooter. Too good a shooter. But he'll challenge him all the time. He never gets that wide-open look.
Well, he's had a couple of good looks at it tonight. They're just not going down for him. 0 for 5, 6th in the conference from three-point range.
See, you're usually short. You're thinking on each shot. He's automatic at this line. We
well,
he's him one night.
We?
Yeah, I did.
We? Okay.
I'll take the penalty.
I normally get the credit for that. Reddick is the top free throw shooter in the country, and the last freshman to lead the nation in free throw shooting was Steve Alford at Indiana.
You know, he had 24 against NC State, and since then he's been averaging about 12 a game.
1 out of 2. That'll hurt the 94% number. Blake trying to drive, trying to get something started. Duhan reaches in, commits his second foul. That'll send Blake to the line.
You know, Blake and Nicholas were playing on Monday, had 40 points between them. And against Wake Forest, the ACC's best rebounding team, the nation's best margin, plus 12.5. Maryland dominated 44-24 on the glass.
You know, Dick, you said something earlier about Blake being underrated. He is the first player ever in the ACC, and think of all the great players who have been here, with 1,000 points, 800 assists, 400 rebounds, and 200 steals. The first player in 50 years of the ACC.
And he's played more games at Maryland than any player ever there. Just broke the record of Keith Booth.
And Steve Blake actually is getting some extra help from his father, who gets to every game, home or road. In fact, he just told me earlier today, he had to leave early to get from Florida because of the snowstorm and was stuck in a hotel, the same hotel that Wake Forest was stuck into, actually. And, you know, but still was able to get to the gym to help Steve Blake. Always loves rebounding for his son.
Andy, the first time I ever asked him about why he drives, all he would say is he had a really bad experience on an airplane. He wasn't going to say anything more about it, but he drives from Miami Lakes, Florida. Dockery into the game with Ewing in the backcourt. Rebound to Horvath. Nice feed to Ewing. Kicks it out to Jones. Jones with a runner. Duke passed on a couple of good looks there to get a much tougher shot in the lane.
They had good ball movement, really moving the basketball, trying to play unselfishly. They know this club is not going to go away. Maryland's got too much experience, and they're too tough, and they're too well coached.
Maryland is the best in the ACC at defending the three. Good move by Blake to get by Dockery, and then he's fouled.
I tell you, Duke had a great start this year. Started off 12-0 until they went to Comcast Center. In fact, 2 years in a row now, Duke's been #1 in America, going down to Maryland, College Park, and coming back with an L. Mike Krzyzewski told you and I before the game how much respect he has for Gary Williams and his program.
Absolutely.
He said, you know, we're intense competitors, man. We both want to win. We both scrap and claw. He said, but I respect every time we take the floor against them. We know they're going to give a maximum effort.
Blake has 6 points on the night. He's second in the ACC in assists this year. He has led the ACC 2 years in a row. Hits both free throws, and after being down by 10, Maryland has come back to cut the lead to 3.
Hi, Chris Fowler, Jay Billis at halftime in the Mass Mutual Report. We'll talk Big 12.
In Kansas, Wayne Simeon is back for the Jayhawks, and the Jayhawks are a better team for him having been gone. They got some experience while he was away.
We'll also talk Big 10. Check this score. Wisconsin came in with a share of first place. They have just gone down at Penn State. Wolverines take over sole possession. Scores and odds at halftime. Mike, Dick.
Thank you, Chris. 30-27 here. Duke over Maryland. 3:20 and counting.
What an amazing story, Tommy Amaker. You talk about character, not eligible for the NCAAs or the NIT. His kids start 0-6, and here they are, now with a chance to win the Big Ten title.
Blake to Nicholas. Maryland on the run, and it's 30-29. Nicholas with 5.
And that's the tandem in the backcourt, the experience. Great shot selection, excellent ball movement.
Full court pressure, another steal. 3-on-2 for Maryland. Nicholas takes it in, rejected by Ewing.
Great job defensively by Ewing. You got a 2-on-1.
Dockery back the other way. Dockery offensive foul.
Poor play by Dockery. The previous possession, Maryland did a sensational job in a 2-on-1. Stayed whited in the lane. Now look at Ewing coming over with the great rejection with the good angle. The guard gets up there. He says, no way, baby, no way.
Well, the guards are getting up that high to block shots. It's a different game.
I tell you, what a backcourt that must have been when he hooked up with T.J. Ford, who I've said, pound for pound, like inch for inch, the best in America, dominant player in Texas.
Randall gives Maryland the lead after they were down by 10, and Randall comes out of the shadows.
What a great two-man game right there, right down the lane. What a great two-man game, executing offensively. We're going to take a look at Blake right now. The high post screen. See, he screened, and then he rolls. Defense steps out, and then he releases. Now there's the release, and now he dumps it inside. Blake to Randall. Experience, winning experience. They know what it is, man, to wear the ring that says national champs. There's Mr. Blake again. I tell you what, he knows how to run a basketball team.
Randall's first basket of the night. Remember, in that first meeting, he had 15 points and a career-high 17 rebounds. Blake right now, 4 assists on the night, which gives him 906 for his career. Tomorrow at 8, ESPN has regional NHL action at 8 Eastern. Some of you will see Peter Forsberg and the Avalanche against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Others will see the LA Kings and the Flyers. Check your local listings. Maryland by a point, 2:23 to go first half. And the Terps, after they were down by 10, have gone on a 12-1 run.
And only 3 coaches have gone to the NCAA 4 years in a row as they nail down a 3. Mr. Horvath from out on the perimeter.
Horvath had a toe on the line. It's a 2 for a 1-point lead.
Oh, you got great eyes, Mike, from up here.
No, John Mandry does. Our statistician pointed to that.
Lute Olson's got 18 straight years. Roy Williams 13. Bob Huggins 11. Then it's 9 with Gary Sampson.
Kaner Medley in the air. Great feet from Blake.
I tell you, Kaner Medley's going to be an outstanding player. He's had some special moments this year. Hit 2 big threes against Duke in the first matchup.
Durham with a runner. Knocked out of bounds by Nicholas to the Blue Devils. And Kaner Medley on that last play showed great body control to handle that ball in the air.
Hey, somebody better tell Maryland they're playing at Cameron Indoor Stadium. I mean, Jay Billis knows that. He's in there with Chris Fowler. Now, Chris Fowler played the intramurals, but Jay played the big-time arena. I'm only teasing you, Chris. They said he couldn't make the intramural team in Colorado. I'm only teasing.
Oh, that's cruel.
I'm only teasing him.
Dante Jones. Dante Jones has had the touch tonight, Dick.
He's got that medium-range jump shot. He really does.
10 points, for Dante Jones. The lead has changed hands 10 times. We've had 5 ties, and it's a 1-point game right now.
This reminiscent of the game I had recently when we had Louisville and Marquette. Marquette had a 28-game win streak at home that came to an end on a Reese Gaines jump shot. Walking violation.
Travel called on Chris McCray, the 9th turnover called against Gary Williams' club, and he didn't like the call.
Does he ever like a call?
I don't think I've ever seen Gary Williams or Mike Krzyzewski stand up and applaud the call against their team. Coming up on the Mass Mutual halftime report, 3 Cardinal upset. Big 12 heats up. Billis on the Big 10. It'll be interesting to see what Jay has to say about that. Reddick bombs away, finally gets one.
Well, you know, he was able to square his body and knock that down. I'm sure Jay's got to sing the praises of his buddy Tommy Amico. What a job he has done.
Under a minute to go, 37-33, Duke on top. Of course, having a halftime lead in this series doesn't mean much. Kaner Medley had it blocked by Williams. He has been brilliant in the first half.
Williams starting now to show the potential that he came here with. He's starting to realize that he's a valuable player, and he's really playing with so much more confidence.
3 blocked shots in the first half. He had 4 against Virginia Saturday. And Duke playing for the last shot.
Leadership, that's what they want out of Chris Duham. Coach K told us before the game, he is starting to give us the leadership that we need. Is the high post screen.
Duham has to kick it to Horvath, and that ball was blocked outside. Excellent defense by Maryland. Travis Garrison got a hand up to knock down the 3.
J.J. Redick finally gets an open look. Oh, he's shocked. He can't believe it. Chris Fowler, he's got an open look. They're very late. Maybe gets an open one, baby. You just counted. Nothing but nylon.
In 6 of the last 7 games, the team trailing is at the half has won. So the Maryland fans can take something into the locker room as well, Andy Katz.
Chris, you needed to establish Sheldon Williams early. J.J. Redick got hot late. Is this exactly the game plan you needed?
Yeah, we have to have balance. You can't beat a very good team like Maryland without having an inside-outside punch. And fortunately, we were able to get some buckets inside early, and hopefully some of our open looks can start dropping in the second half.
What do you have to do different defensively? They made a nice run to get back in this game, being down 10.
Well, I think our offense hurt our defense. We got sloppy. We turned the ball over, let him get out in transition, get some easy buckets. If we can make it a half-court game and lock in, I think we'll be all right.
Okay, congratulations. Good luck here in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, thanks very much. 37-33 at the half as we go back to the studio to Chris Fowler. Chris, those of us who couldn't play varsity, not bad at intramurals, I had 19 a game. How about you?
I was pretty good until I ripped up my knee, Mike. Welcome to the Mass Mutual halftime report as we live, great intramural moments. I guess Chris Collins and Wojo just alternate the halftime interview assignment there. Huh?
Yeah, whatever works. Whatever gets you a head coaching job as soon as possible.
What do you think first half?
Well, I thought Maryland did a pretty good job. They need to pressure the ball more, get out and try to put some pressure on Duke and see if they can get him to turn it over. But I think Sheldon Williams did a really nice job in that first half. When Duke can get a post presence, that's when they can be really effective against a team like Maryland. But you have got to concentrate on the glass against Maryland. Outstanding rebounding team.
Good second half coming up. In the meantime, we got scores and highlights. Louisville goes down at home. There was a buzzer beater in the Big Ten, and now a single leader in that conference. We'll come back.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball, brought to you by KFC. There's fast food, then there's KFC. And Verizon Wireless Free Up. Join in. ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball, brought to you by DirecTV. Movies, music, and exclusive sports from the leader in digital satellite entertainment. And Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Remember, there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
Built over 60 years ago, Cameron Indoor Stadium is one of the great venues in all of sports. It has now been sold out 191 games in a row, a tribute to Mike Krzyzewski's brilliance and the devotion of the Cameron Crazies, who have become legend in college basketball. As we start this second half, Duke with a 4-point lead. Both teams had big runs in the first half, and Sheldon Williams starts the second half just the way he started the game. He has 12 points.
He was 5 for 8 in the first half, Mike. Was certainly a major factor also defensively. I mean, you think about Ryan Randall. He's 1 for 2 in the first half.
Kaner Medley fouled by Reddick. That's number 2 on J.J. Reddick. Here's the Star Watch. In the last meeting, Ryan Randall, who has 2 points and 2 rebounds in this game, had 15 points and 17 rebounds. Dante Jones, who had a career-high 26 points, has 10 in the first half.
I'll tell you, Mike Krzyzewski has to like the rebound totals in the first half. They out-rebounded Maryland. Maryland coming off a brilliant rebounding performance against Wake Forest, 44-24 against the leading rebounding team by margin in the nation.
Maryland has made every free throw tonight, 10 of 10.
They have been really hot on the free throw line against Wake. They were 27 for 30. They were 20 for 23 against Florida State. I mean, this club has been really making them count on the free throw line.
Reddick, who had 1 3-pointer in the first half. Duhon, that's a tough pass for Sanders to handle. He saves it, though, and now Duhon out of the corner.
I'll tell you, he shoots a legitimate 3 right at the line. Gets the kick out from Sanders after a bad pass to the interior.
It's a good job by Casey Sanders not to have the ball turned over, and then he even got the assist.
Casey right now playing Randall. They're really giving Randall fits. They're not giving him any opportunities to utilize his strength down in the low box.
Dante Jones with a nice reach in, forced that last turnover.
Nice pass.
Nice pass by Reddick. Williams couldn't handle it. Blake hustling it back up. So a seam to the basket, goes in and draws the foul.
Nice drive by Blake. What a high school team Gary Williams is Blake played on. When you think of Ron Slay, who I would say is the best big forward in America right now, if I pick up my All-American team. Look at the numbers right here. I mean, Duke's out-rebounded Maryland. That was their big concern tonight. 3-point shooting's been atrocious by Duke. 2 for 13, yet they had the lead. You know, if I had a think right now, best point guard in America, TJ Ford, best second guard, you'd love this kid, Mike. I know you like kids with passion. Hollis Price of Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Clutch. Small forward, I'd go with Dwayne Wade. In the middle, Nick Collison. And big forward, Ron Slay, who should be the player of the year in the SEC.
Love Collison, too. 9 points for Blake.
And he's your kind of guy. They go to a little pressure, 2-2-1 press. Trying to change tempo. Good leadership right there. That's what they want out of Duhon. Take charge, get them in their sets. They found a guy inside who thinks a little bit offense in Williams.
Back to Williams, backing in against the double team. He's got out to Sanders.
He's got to learn to recognize the open guy on the floor when he is doubled up down to the inside.
Long 3, kicks out for Duhon. Saved by Calvin McCall.
There's Blake, head up, you young kids. Watch him, his head is always up. Nice pass inside.
Randall against Williams. Williams got a piece and then got the rebound.
He's not able to get the angle he wants. So much is scored down in the low box is created by good angles, and he's not getting a good angle for a good look at the glass.
6 blocked shots for Williams.
I'll tell you, he's becoming a major factor, something we did not see earlier in the year.
The last 4 games, he has become a monster inside.
What a plus that is with their perimeter game. They got a number of players they can interchange on the perimeter.
Duhon, nice kick out. Gets it back from Dante Jones. Now back to Jones.
Oh, he had Reddick. He missed Reddick. Wide open. J.J. Reddick. In fact, the bench is even saying, we'll go to you, Andy. They missed J.J. Reddick.
No, they definitely did, but I did talk to Gary Williams coming out of the locker room. He said his big concern was intensity. They need to play as intense as they did at the beginning of the game. Remember, he said earlier that this was like a pro schedule because of the snowstorm, and it was in the middle of the first half that he thinks that's where it started to reap its head, where they started to play a little bit tired. They got to get back to being intense and get second shots.
Nice reach in by McCall to get the steal. Nicholas has been quiet. Can't hit the runner, and Williams with another board.
They're hanging in the game, and they really haven't had a big-time performance out of Randall or Nicholas.
Duhon, tough shot underneath. Knocked out of bounds to the Terps.
You know, Mike, they're down 5, and really when you look at Randall and you look at Nicholas, they have not produced to match their numbers.
If you would ask Gary Williams, with Nicholas and Randall not putting points on the board, if he was down by 5 at the 17-minute mark, he'd be delighted.
I don't think he'll ever be delighted, though.
He's had a good ball game.
Yeah, nice
Got the roll.
Nice little two-man game. I love the way they executed a half-court set, the two-man game. And they got the perfect guy that can make the pass and play.
Taj Holden, who has only averaged 8.5 points a game, has 11 in this one. He has been an offensive disappointment this year.
You know, every time it looks like Duke's going to get away from him, Maryland comes up with a big play. That shows you a lot of heart, a lot of courage, a lot of toughness.
Jones blocked by Holden and fouled by Taj Holden.
Executing that two-man game, spacing. Look at the high screen up on top. Then there's the release. Now see, look at the help. Now he's going to release out. He's going to go out to the corner, and he's going to find him out there. You're going to watch Holden now. He slides down the lane, and then he's got that little turnaround jump shot, that fadeaway J. He gets the roll.
The senior, Dante Jones, only the second transfer in the history of this program.
Not only that, the last senior to lead Duke in scoring was McLeod, the transfer. And here it is, Dante, and both transferred from Big East schools. St. John's McLeod and Dante Jones from Rutgers.
Well, they haven't had many seniors lately.
Exactly. The great seniors have departed early. Think about that, though. That's the respect you have to have for both these programs. They lost 6 guys to the NBA between them, and here they are in the top 15 in America, both teams.
And both coaches able to reload. If you can't recruit, you can't win.
That's the program, Mike. They have programs. They're just not one-time shots.
Blake, tough pass for Nicholas to try to handle. Last touch by Duke out to Maryland. He tried 12 on the shot clock.
He tried to jam that pass in. Tough to jam that in. Take a look at Dante Jones right here. Talked about that a little bit earlier. McLeod played at St. Anthony's in Jersey City. Coached by Bob Hurley.
Their leading scorer, their leading rebounder. Tough shot by Holden. Nice offensive rebound that time put back by Smith, but he can't hit it.
Smith's got great legs, great bounce.
Duhan tried to get it out to Ewing, who was open for 3, and it was tipped out of bounds. Timeout, 15:47 to go from Cameron Indoor. Duke continues to lead by 4. 43-39, Duke by 4 over Maryland with under 16 minutes to go. Welcome back to Cameron Indoor Stadium. Mike Patrick, Nick Vitale, Andy Katz is with us. Sheldon Williams in the last 4 games is emerging as a guy inside for Duke. They haven't had that all year long.
Well, Mike, they needed that badly to get balance offensively. And it's defensively he's doing a great job. Blocking shots. He's blocked 5 in this game. 8 rebounds, 12 points. He's done a phenomenal job. There's no question. He gives them some post presence now.
Steve Blake kicks it back outside to McCall. Can't hit the 3 and a foul underneath.
Well, let's look at Bill Creasy. Bill is really one of the gurus at ESPN. A consultant who's done a phenomenal job over the years. Very valuable. There's the 2 doctors with him from the Duke Medical Center, Dr. Kirk Ludwig and Dr. Robert Berth. I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Creasy is a special guy. You talk to all the ESPN people. Over the years, he's been so valuable to the operations at ESPN.
Williams with a miss, Ewing with a follow. I have great memories of Bill because I met him for the first time out at the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. And anybody you meet out there,
right,
you remember.
I'll tell you one thing, he's been so valuable. People don't realize, people behind the scenes who make it happen on ESPN. And Bill is one of them. Look at Bill getting a chance to see the Dukies. And he's with 2 famous, renowned doctors.
Horvath off the inbounds for 3. Out of bounds to Maryland. This Saturday, Bracket Buster Saturday. It's a 1-day, 9-game men's basketball event with NCAA tournament hopefuls matched against each other. They're the featured games: Fresno State, Creighton, Tulsa, and Gonzaga.
Tell you, you talk about Creighton, they got a great win at Kyle Korver.
Blake with a hanger in the lane, can't hit it. 1 and done again for Maryland. Duhan pushes it. Ewing. He's foul on the way in.
You know, creating opportunities, attacking the basket. Dribble penetration, that's been a trademark of Duke basketball. I think you're going to see Duke really its game be elevated with the development of Williams on the inside. Going to touch Durham now, trying to penetrate, kicks it out. And there's Ewing. Nice head fake, triple threat position, attacks the basket. You know, some guys are great mid-season. I pick my mid-season teams, and I pick my mid-season coach of the year, but it's the end of the year that counts. And I'm telling you, Mike, Ron Slay is playing unbelievable down in Tennessee. So is Collison, Wade, Price, and TJ Ford. Those are my guys.
You know, Dick, one of the great marks to me of coaching is not how well players develop year over year. It's how they develop during the season, especially young teams like Duke. And they are obviously getting better and better.
I think the big win over Virginia on the road to break that 4-game losing streak on the road for the young kids really has given them a big lift. But they're in a battle here tonight. This Maryland team will not go away. These Terps are tough mentally, physically, and they reflect Gary Williams.
A great leadership. Taj Holden in and out on the three.
Experience in the backcourt. Senior experience with Blake and Nicholas. Not many teams have good senior experience.
Nice job by Duhon to slow that last drive down. And Reddick with a tough shot in the lane. Offensive rebound, Williams. And he's fouled.
Williams played in high school with a kid.
And Holden is down.
D'Angelo Alexander. Oh, yeah, Holden down there. Chris Collins, his wife expecting a baby any moment. Kim. Doug is going to be a grandfather, his dad. Now look at this, J.J. Reddick now taking the ball strong. Now look at him playing him defensively. They're not going to give him the easy shot. They're always going to get a hand in the face, make him alter his shot. He didn't have a clear look. Now look at the determination here. I mean, look at the desire, the determination, the discipline. I mean, look at him, and Randall goes down.
With Taj Holden caught an elbow and then landed very hard on the floor, walking slowly off. Gary Williams was not happy about the call. He thought Holden was fouled on the rebound.
You know, the one thing Duke lacks, we were talking to Mike today in the locker room about it, they don't have the superstar. I mean, you think about Duke, they've had 6 national players in the year with Dawkins and Ferry and Laettner and Brand, Jason Williams and Battier, but they're getting one next year. Remember the name, Luau Deng from out of Blairstown Academy. He will be special. Chris Humphrey coming in as well, but Deng is going to be a tremendous player.
Randolph drove into 3 players, had the ball blocked out of bounds.
And Maryland's got a great class coming in as well. One of the best they've had at Maryland during the Gary Williams era.
Hey, you better not write off either one of these teams this year either.
Exactly. And it's supposed to be rebuilding, man, losing all the guys I lost. Look at this right here. Take a look at the freshmen, their highs, all these young diaper dandies. I mean, Randolph showed it against Butler, a good Butler team getting 24. They beat a really good Dayton team. Oliver Purnell's got a heck of a team.
We saw Reddick tonight. He had 34. He's absolutely brilliant. Ewing off balance with his shot. Still only a 5-point lead.
This kid knows how to get the ball to people at the right time, Blake.
Holden back in the ball game. That one is tipped out of bounds out to Maryland. 6 of the last 7 times when these teams have played, the team that trailed at the half came back to win in the second half.
That's amazing. To me, that's like, I was talking to Gary Williams, it's like losing the first set in tennis, and now you have to really respond mentally. And I really believe that a team down, they come out, they're competitors, and they elevate their game.
Randall with only his 2nd basket of the entire night. And Ryan Randall has been a guy who has helped carry this team. 44-41. Carry your analogy a little further. It's almost like losing the first 2 in a 5-set.
Joe! Oh! Nobody there! Gem City, Chris Fowler, Jay Millis! Gem City, baby!
Dante Jones with 13 points to lead back to 5.
And a Cameron Crazy jumped with joy.
Randall double team. Couldn't hit it. Randolph rebounds.
I'll tell you, aggressive play by Randolph. He went after that rock there. Oh, that's a silly foul. That's a silly foul.
Calvin McCall just picked up his 3rd, mid-court wide open and banging somebody.
There's Dante right down the lane. He had a monster dunk against Virginia. And then he went to the floor and did some push-ups, which is a no-no. You don't want to ever embarrass anybody, Mike.
That dunk was one of the best I've seen all year long.
He's explosive. It's hard to believe when you see his talent. And I looked at the stats, 0 for 12 against Wake Forest, 1 for 10. Mike had a great story on a bus driving back. He said he's trying to get Dante a little humble. He says, Dante, we got a film of you going 1 for 23.
J.J. Redick buries the 3. The lead has grown to 8, and Gary Williams wants a timeout.
Wide open. Great call by Gary with the timeout. Uncle Mo on the side of the Dukies. J.J. gets that open look. You can it when it's open, baby. Get rocking here, Mike.
49-41, 12:45 to go.
One of the toughest places to play in America, Cameron Indoor Stadium, but it's not tough for all the Terps, certainly for some of the Terps that haven't been here, but one Steve Blake has won here. In fact, he told me before the game, this is by far his favorite place to play on the road. He does not get rattled at all. Maybe the newcomers, but not Mr. Blake, Dick.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Andy. Back in 2001, the last time that Duke lost the game here, 91-80, he had 11 assists in that game. Dixon had 28 points, and they really played brilliantly. Juan Dixon used to love coming here. He was absolutely sensational on this floor.
Nice feed from Blake. Maryland has hit 3 of 11 second-half field goals. Every shot has been contested by that Duke defense.
See how big the timeout is? They have the timeout. They go down and score, but here comes Dante Jones. I mean, we see him at times, Mike. He's all ACC.
Looks unstoppable.
Other times he can't make the all-intramural team down here.
Dante Jones with 15 points. Another nice dish and the foul on Holden as he goes in for the layup.
What great eyes. I mean, he's got tremendous eyes, Blake. He can spot a guy cutting to the goal.
That's the third on the team.
JCC Wednesday presented by Staples. We join you from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke up by 8 at 51-43 as we approach 12 minutes. Taj Holden with an outstanding offensive game tonight. He has a dozen.
Taj Holden, one of the real veteran players who, as you said earlier, has been up and down. He's had some good moments, but started off really sluggish, but tonight he's really responded.
He's the leading scorer for the Terps tonight. They cut the lead to 6. They have been brilliant from the free throw line.
2-2-1. They've been brilliant the last 3 games on that line.
Dante Jones, nice dish to Randolph. That's going to be a goaltend on Randall. Looked like his hand came up through the basket.
Nice pass. That's the way you want to attack the pressure. You want to make sure you go at the goal, try to get a score.
Gary Williams with another timeout trying to stop Duke's momentum as the lead goes to 8.
No hotter shooter in the country right now than Xavier's Romain Sato. Tonight against LaSalle, goes off for 35. So in the last 2 games, 69 points, 14 threes. Creighton bounces back, knocks off Indiana State. Right, Dick?
All right, thanks, Chris. That Duke-Wake Forest double overtime game that we did last week has become an instant classic. In fact, it will air tomorrow at 9 Eastern on ESPN Classic.
I tell you, Chris just mentioned Romain Sato. He and his buddy West, David West, had 73 points and 34 rebounds in 2 games. I tell you, Chris, you're right. Nobody hotter than Sato and West right now. They've won 10 in a row. Kentucky won its 15th tonight.
Speaking of rebounds, Duke has out-rebounded Maryland 33-22, and they are right behind you if you're trying to inbound the ball.
That's Intimidation City. They're right on top of the players. They're right on. Those kids are intimidated, not Maryland.
And the foul. Taj Holden scores again.
You know, every time they need a big basket, it's been Blake to Holden, giving them that opportunity. 2-man game, gets them back in the game, only down 6. You just feel they're not going away, Mike. You just feel these Maryland kids will not go away. There's Blake with the dish inside, and Taj Holden having a big, big night.
Taj Holden with a season-high 16 points. His career high is 17.
Pressure on the basketball. Steve Blake, preseason Durham was everybody's choice basically to be the preseason player of the year.
First half of the year he did not play like a player of the year candidate. Dante Jones in and out. Williams kept it alive. Kaner Medley has it. We've got a jump ball. Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Thursday night, hockey. Some of you will see the Avalanche against the Penguins. Both teams looking to stay in the hunt for the playoffs. And some of you will see the Kings taking on the Flyers. LA has won 6 of the last 8 this season. Alternate possession gives the ball to Maryland off the jump ball. Down by 5, 11-13 to go. Blake for 3. Got it! 2-point game.
I tell you, coming up with big play after big play. Steve Blake is a winner, man. I don't care about some of his turnovers. He is a winner. And so is this Maryland group of kids and their coach. They will not go away.
12.7 assists for Blake against Wake Forest in the last game. 21-9.
A lot of patience right now by Duke. Notice a big possession. I'd go inside to get Williams some touches. I mean, they stopped going away from the big guy.
Duhan with a miss, the rebound to Randall. And Williams very slow to get up. It's 5-on-4. Blake for another 3. Bodies fly. Let's see who gets this one.
I think it's McCray over the back. Look at Williams on the inside, posted. See right now, you got to know when to get the ball. I mean, they got to know when to get the ball inside. But he's got a guy sealed off. You got to drop that rock inside to him.
The foul was called on Kaner Medley. It was his second.
And it was Medley? It was either one. You could have taken McCray or Medley climbing back. So you look at Williams with a double-double. Hey, Maryland's got 8 guys going to be honored the anniversary's 50th anniversary basketball team, the 50-member team. Duke has 11, and North Carolina leads with 12.
Well, that'd be a great week. Williams with a runner in the lane. Walked over the tip by Sanders.
Casey Sanders there. They wanted a little interference on the cylinder.
55-51. Maryland makes a run to get close. Duke pulls it back out.
Trying to go to that 2-man game again. Look at Randall dumping inside.
Offensive foul called on Randall. A push-off to get free in the lane.
I tell you, they could have called it a little bit earlier. But they get the call on Randall posting up inside. Here's the drive down the lane. Right over the top. That was close. That's over the cylinder as far as I thought. I thought I saw it up here over the cylinder. Oh yeah, that's over the cylinder. You can't interfere with that ball up on the cylinder. Mike, I called that before we looked at the replay. Pretty good for one eye.
Not bad. Reddick had the 3, passed on it, takes it.
I'm telling you, Mike, you got to get in his face. You can't give him room. If there's separation and he has a chance to really eye the rim, he shoots over the front. Most of your kids look to shoot over the front of the rim when you let that ball go.
Reddick has 9. Nice move by Blake to get even, but the shot is too strong. Here comes Duhan.
Another typical Duke Maryland battle, man. They've had so many memorable games over the last 3-4 years.
Duke with a half game behind, 1 game behind in the loss column. Maryland on top of Wake. Reddick kicks it out. Ewing for 3.
Krzyzewski wants 3 there.
Wanted the foul, didn't get the call. Blake lost it on the way in, nicked the backboard, and kicks out. Maryland still possesses. Casey Sanders got a piece of that one. Kaner Medley open for 3. Good hustle by the Terps to keep it alive. Randall.
Got to back it out. You got to back it out. Got to back it out. Bring the ball out.
Holden against Sanders was double teamed, nearly threw it away.
About time. See, good headed ball. Back it out. Execute. Get good spacing now.
Bodies fly, no call. Ball out of bounds as Chris McCray tries to score. Nicholas has been on the bench for a long time. 1 of 4 subs coming in from Maryland.
Good defense. Now take a look at J.J. Reddick. See this separation? Now right here. Off the dribble, pulls up the medium range jump shot. Wow, splash that net, man. Look at the defense right here. Look at the defense. Rejection City. Is there any intensity out there? Are you kidding me?
And Dick, back to that Reddick shot. A lot of guys who are good three-point shooters are not good inside the line, 12, 15 feet.
There aren't many guys that have the medium range game.
Smith, baseline jumper, doesn't get the roll.
I mean, it's tough out there. They are battling like you cannot believe. Count it. Count it.
Follow shot is good, and the foul.
I'll tell you, the Terps, baby, they're not going away. And remember, 25 in a row on this floor. The Dukies have been blowing people out here. 18.3 margin of victory. Last time they lost, 2001, to Juan Dixon and company.
How about Nicholas at 6'3", in the lane, getting the rebound and getting the basket. Misses the free throw. 57-53.
He's been all ACC all year long. Hasn't had one of his patented great games today, but he's capable in a spurt to go on fire.
He has become a terrific scorer, and nobody is going to fight harder for you than Drew Nicholas as Mike Krzyzewski watches that last little bit of action and sees Maryland cut the lead to 4 points here at Cameron Indoor.
You know, every time they jumped out 8 and 10, they made a way of coming back. Take a look at Juan Dixon right here. I love him. One of my favorite players, man. Great change of direction. Hitting that jumper. There's Mr. Nicholas, who watched him every day in practice and learned from him, and is utilizing many of the same kind of maneuvers. There it is, Nicholas having a big-time senior year.
Dick Nicholas was so valuable for this national championship team a year ago. He could come in and play the shooting guard. He could play the point guard. He played outstanding defense, and now he has become a star for Maryland. Andy, it's great to see kids develop like this. I guess we're having a problem with Andy's microphone. We'll get back to him as soon as we can.
Hello. Drew Nicholas has also tried to mirror what Juan Dixon did in terms of the extra effort. He stays after practice and goes even late into the night to do some extra shooting, just like Juan Dixon did.
Andy, that was a regularity with Mr. Dixon. He took his girlfriend there, man. Instead of going to the movies, he had himself a nice, inexpensive date. Took her to the gym and said, feed me the basketball.
Reddick with a long...
He shot that from Chapel Hill! He shot that from Chapel Hill!
12 points for Reddick, his third 3 of the night.
Wasn't that from Chapel Hill, Mike?
Pretty close. Another block. Kaner Medley gets it back. The basket will not count, but he's fouled.
Every time they make that run, JJ with the big trifecta. Oh, that three-point shot is a dagger. It will really hurt. Take a look right here. There's the little handoff like a quarterback. Somebody tell that kid he's about 30 feet away. Maryland been bringing all night long to that stripe, the charity stripe, an area where you win or lose a lot of basketball games.
Kaner Medley with 6 points. Started the last 3 ball games for Gary Williams. A big miss there. The lead is 7.
Use that screen.
Horvath fakes the 3. Tried to draw the foul.
Got into triple threat position where you can pass, you can shoot, or you can drive. Utilize that screen. So you got to come off the screen.
Dante Jones has had a big night. Has this one blocked, but he is fouled.
Most dangerous guy on the floor is the screener, because after he sets the screen, he can either step back or release and go to the goal, depending on what the defense permits.
Garrison committed that foul on him.
Look at the confidence. Look at his face. Look at his eyes. He says, I'm bad, man. I'm bad. I'm New Jersey. I got a lot of game, man. I got game. I got game. I'm going to the grind.
Jones is 76% free throw shooter this year. Now has 16 points.
Maryland and Duke, what a battle it has become in the ACC. We had a great game here, though, when Carolina was here. That was one heck of a battle. King Raymond, everybody loves Raymond, was sensational that game. Raymond felt. There's some great young players in this conference. I only wish they all stay in school. All of them, McCann, and Bosch, that whole game.
They are loaded. McCall. Calvin McCall, the former quarterback, with a big 3. The lead is cut to 5.
I'll tell you, that's big. Last time another quarterback played up at Syracuse, done pretty well in the big leagues.
McCall has only made 8 3-point shots all year long. Dante Jones. Basket and the foul.
And that's what the senior's supposed to do. You're the leader, man. You demonstrate leadership by making big plays. He's made a big play right there. He's becoming a PT peer, Dante Jones. Oh, does he love playing at Cameron? His numbers certainly prove that. 11 for 42 in his last 4 games. 27 for 54 at home.
Jones will go for the three-point play. Duke moves out to a 7-point margin.
What a difference his last 4 games on the road and his last 4 games at home. You mentioned Diaper Danny's. The kid down at Georgia Tech is incredible.
Chris Bosh.
Oh, man, he's number 1 in the league in block shots. He's number 2 in rebounding. He's averaging 15 a game. I can't wait to see him next Wednesday. I'm going down to Georgia Tech for the Duke game.
He is as smooth a player as you will ever see, and he's only a freshman. This is Dante Jones trying to lead Duke to a win at home.
Wow. JJ, shoot the rock, baby.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is presented by Staples. Get back time. Go to Staples. And in part by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com. And Rolling Rock Beer. Grab a rock.
Duke trying to win its 26th straight game at Cameron Indoor. The Blue Devils up by 8 with 6:24 to go in the game. Here is our Reese's game track from Durham, North Carolina. Maryland shooting only 37% tonight. Duke doing the job in rebounding, +8. And Dante Jones has stepped up with 19 points. Taj Holden leading Maryland with 16.
Every time they've got it to 8, somehow Maryland's been able to come back with an answer off a pass of Mr. Blake.
Blake nearly carried that one. Nicholas spins in the lane, draws the foul.
Good job by Nicholas to create the foul opportunity. You know, you mentioned McCall earlier about being a football player. Tony Gonzalez certainly was one down there at California. Julius Peppers and Ronald Curry at Carolina, and certainly Donovan McNabb at Syracuse.
4 fouls on Dante Jones, and Nicholas, one of the best free throw shooters in the country, who had already missed one, misses another.
I tell you, that was not even close. That was not even close. That looked like mine, man. That looked like mine, Brick City.
No, yours don't get there at all.
Oh, thanks a lot. They're trying to get back at me because I was teasing my guy Fowler, who I love.
Hey, us intramural players got to stick together.
I couldn't even make an intramural team.
That's why I mentioned the free throw.
Look at this.
Approaching 6 minutes.
Change their defense and go to the zone. Go to the zone. Go to a matchup zone right now.
Very rare for either one of these clubs. Better keep an eye on Reddick. They don't.
Oh, does he love a zone? Does he love a zone? They got a foul as well. Down the other end of the floor. Who gets it with the call? Seems to be a little confusion.
If you go to a zone against the shooter, you better get on that guy.
Yeah, you better match up. You got to find the shooter. They should know better and be able to find that shooter. They got Sanders with a foul inside. Now he kicks it back out. Reddick, little inside outside. Great rotation on his shot.
And Sanders called for pushing off underneath. That will send Jamar Smith.
Second time it's been up to 10. +10 right now. I tell you, these Cameron crazies, man, they deserve so much credit for what an edge they give these players at home.
Maryland 16 out of 20 at the line after that miss, but Blake offensive rebound to Smith, and he's fouled on the way in.
What a great look by Blake. Unbelievable looking at him. Just a tremendous job fighting the open man.
Saturday, Bracket Buster Saturday. 1 day, 9 games, matching NCAA tournament hopefuls against each other. The day highlighted by 2 big games, Fresno State against Creighton, and then at midnight on ESPN, Tulsa against Gonzaga.
Kyle Corbin down there with Creighton, a great shooter. Slipping a little bit lately, has not had the big games he had earlier, but certainly a valuable player. Jay Billis will be going down there for that game. That'll be an interesting game with Fresno State.
Sanders will come out. He has 4 fouls, as does Dante Jones. Sheldon Williams picked up his 3rd.
Casey gave him some good minutes in there, especially defensively, rebounding exactly the way Mike Krzyzewski wanted it. He was really concerned about the rebounding prowess of certainly Maryland. He pointed out the rebounding edge they had over Wake Forest.
Jamar Smith hits a pair. It's an 8-point game. Maryland trying to crank up the defensive pressure.
Very tough to trap this club because if they get open shooters like this guy, very tough to trap them.
Reddick missed that. Maryland continues to win the battle of the boards against a team that's dominated them in that area. Randall got the jam over Williams.
No, he gets the jam, but what about the creativity of Steve Blake? He just marvels me with his passing ability.
Blake with 8 assists in this game.
Trying to get to that 1,000 assist mark. Only 3 others have ever achieved it. Porciani, Hurley, and Cota.
One reason he might not make it, he has to score more this year.
Nice pass.
Williams blocked from behind by Holden and fouled by Taj Holden.
Sheldon hesitated a little bit right there. Had great inside position. He's starting to get confidence down there in that low post. See right here, there's the good entry. Got to take it up strong. Little hesitation. There's the defense coming over the back. Holden.
Williams has a dozen tonight. He has a double-double plus officially 5 blocks on the night.
He was a big-time recruit, rated very highly by all the gurus, the Bob Gibbons of the world, the Clark Francis, and their recruiting expertise.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski brought in 4 McDonald's All-Americans in this recruiting class.
I just wanted 1 Wendy's when I was coaching, man. Are you kidding me? As I look at Coach K.
You'd have taken a Blimpies.
Oh, I'd have taken anything. I had some good kids, though, down at the track.
68-61, plenty of time left, 4:45 to go.
I tried to get our producer, Kim Bellin, but he wouldn't come. He went to Stanford.
Smart. Blake with a bank shot, wouldn't go. Horvath, loose ball rebound.
Now here's where Duhan's got to take charge of the game. You got a +7. You're the leader. You're the catalyst. You're the veteran. You got to orchestrate now. You got to make sure they get high percentage shots. Manage the clock.
It's a high percentage 3. Horvath with a miss. Ewing got his hands on it, couldn't hold it. Here comes Blake.
Look at his eyes. Always up. Always up.
Nice pass ahead to McCauley in his last 3 from that spot.
Are you serious? What a nice pass right there again in transition. Find the open man, goes to the 3-point line.
Calvin McCall in 22 games had only made 8 3-point shots. He's hit 2 here in the second half. The lead's down to 4 again.
And here it is. They make that little run again, created by the Blake's vision. 25 in a row, people at home for the Dukies. And they get to 26. Marquette lost their streak at 28 to Louisville.
Williams, double team. Lost it on the way in, but he was fouled by Randall. 3 on Ryan Randall.
He's got to work, Mike, excuse me, a little bit more on footwork. How to pivot, how to drop step, and that will come. They got coaches there certainly that can teach. When you talk about Wojciechowski and Collins and Dawkins.
You know, it's a marvelous thing for Gary Williams right now. You look at his lineup. He has 5 seniors on the floor. Now, only one of them has been a starter for a long time, and that's Blake. But they know the system. They know what's expected of him, and I think it's a big edge for him.
And it's a winning system. See, there's a difference between playing in a system that's just mediocre. This has been a winning environment. They've been in a winner's locker room. I believe the same thing happened with Danny Miller leaving Maryland, has taken that winning mentality to the Notre Dame locker room.
He's really helped them. Williams 1 out of 3 from the line. Missed them both there. Big free throws.
Yeah, we talk about it when you get down to winning time like this. It's a must to convert on that line. Little 2-man game here, Blake and Holden.
Ewing against Nicholas. He has done a pretty good defensive job against him. Randall, good head fake. Got in the lane in the basket, and Gary Williams wants a timeout and calls it 30 as his team has clawed back to within 2 points.
And created again by Blake. You can see that Blake does not allow this crowd to intimidate him, affect him in any way. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes up. Come on, Mr. Randall, get out of the way. I want to show his eyes. There he is to McCall. The quarterback shows he can shoot the J from the wing. That's the second one he knocked down. Now we're going to watch Blake. Look at his eyes again. Look at his eyes. There he is to Randall. Now Randall's going to finish in a 3-second area. Good head fake. Goes up strong and converts.
One of the single smartest and best plays I ever saw in college basketball was This kid stripping the ball from Jason Williams when Duke was trying to run out the clock. Williams turned his head, and Steve Blake went after it, made the steal, and made the layup. It was just a brilliantly premeditated move on him.
And also, when he fouled out in the last minute with a plus 10, they lost.
Sports Center follows our broadcast. We have a 2-point game at Cameron Indoor. Two heavyweights going at each other.
High post screen.
And as opposed to Mike Tyson, both promised to show up.
Oh, yeah, forget about Tyson. I don't want to mention his name, Tyson. Get him out of here.
Reddick leans in, can't hit it. Offensive rebound, Dante Jones. Mike Krzyzewski wants him outside for a fresh 35. And then he wants a timeout.
You know who's nervous right now? Scott Van Pelt, our anchor. He's in there. I know he's hiding in some room. He's a Maryland guy. He's a Maryland graduate. He's a nervous wreck. Scotty!
Thursday night hockey on ESPN brings you great action tomorrow night at 8 Eastern. Some of you will see Peter Forsberg and the Avalanche against Mario Lemieux in Pittsburgh. Lemieux leads the NHL with 75 points, even though he's missed 11 games this year. The rest of you will see the Kings take on the Flyers. Check your local listing. Scott Van Pelt can't be nervous. He can make a 15-foot putt. If you can do that, you don't get nervous, which is something I know you can't do.
Oh, I can't do that, man. I can make a 2-foot putt. But I know one thing. Duke's got to be happy with Sheldon Williams' development and the big game against Virginia. Hey, Virginia, what about a salute to Larry Shyatt? I mean, great win by Clemson. Edward Scott doing a phenomenal job. And if you're picking all ACC, Mike, you got to include the name Scott.
Edward Scott is a tremendous player.
Here we go, baby. Here we go.
Steve Blake is actually working on a triple-double tonight. 12 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds.
And really playing tough defensively. They got a mismatch inside.
He's trying to front Dante Jones.
Yeah, they got a mismatch here. Try to use the screen. She's trying to post him on the inside. Dante wants to post him. Look at Blake fronting. What a great job of fronting him. What a terrific job by Blake.
Shot clock is down to 8. Duhon tries to get it into Dante Jones. The runner won't go. Williams, offensive rebound. Bodies fly. Williams again. Offensive rebound. Blake stripped it. Duke gets it back, and Dante Jones is fouled.
What tenacity. What unbelievable hustle and scrapping and clawing in that 3-second area. See, Williams got to really work on his footwork. Should jump a rope. He should let it jump a rope. Look at Blake right now. Look at him. He's not only playing offensively. Look at him deny. Look at you kids out there. He's beating him to the spot. Whoa, you man. He said, I'm not going to let you touch the rock, baby. I'm going to beat you to the spot. Look at him right there. Unbelievable. Beats him to the spot. Great job. Just like Fowler, man. He always beats me to the microphone. He never lets me have it when I'm in the studio.
Yeah, getting the microphone's always been a problem for you. Dante Jones hits a free throw, 4 out of 6.
Somebody said to me today, when you're 70 and doing games, you gonna let the kids pass you up? I said, why not?
At 70, what do you have to lose?
Oh, this big man, we go down to the free throw line. Takes this, it's a 2-possession game.
Credit Sheldon Williams for that rebounding advantage. You saw in that last possession, he will just not quit inside. 70-66 Duke. 70-66 Duke over Maryland. 2:17 to go in the game. How about shooting the rock with Rolling Rock? Duke 4th in the NCAA, averaging 84 points a game. They have 70 right now. Maryland also a high-scoring team. They've been held to 66.
Is anybody going to beat them on this floor? I mean, it's incredible. This is one club that has challenged them right down to the last second.
Blake has been sensational.
Every time they needed a play, he has made the play.
That time he's going to get a turnover.
It goes the other way. Oh, Gary wanted a deflection. The other way. That's the first bad play he's made in a long time. Time
now a factor. 2:06 to go. Duke is led by as many as 10. Maryland has cut it to 2, but they haven't been able to get any closer in the second half.
Duke would like to get Reddick on that free throw line. They'd like to get him on that line. Spinning the court, going to their foul line extended offense, trying to release people.
Duke is so good at this because they handle the ball so well.
Whatever for the coach's box, it doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't exist. Shot clock at 8.
High post screen by Williams.
Reddick kicks it outside. Ewing open for three.
What an unselfish play. Oh, was that a big one, baby? They are celebrating. That was a monster three. A monster three.
J.J. Reddick had enough presence of mind not to panic and shoot the ball, know where Ewing was, and hit him with the shot clock running out.
That's a great pass by Reddick. The diaper dandy finds the open Ewing. Ewing delivers nothing but nylon from out of Houston, Texas.
Dick, you know young players will tend to panic in big games and tough situations, but the freshmen for both of these teams, not your normal freshmen.
No, they played so many games over the summer. Take a look at some of the great freshmen in the conference. J.J. Reddick. What about Raymond, man? Are you kidding me? Mr. Felton, everybody loves Raymond. What about Mr. McCants and his quick backdoor cuts? And then what about the smooth Mr. Bosch? Oh, is he special? They got a couple special ones down at Wake Forest. Williams and Preston Gray. Nice pass.
Randall, nice pass to Taj Holden on the baseline. And Taj Holden with a career-high 18 points.
Who would you take as your freshman of the year?
I've got to go with Felton. I think he has made a tremendous impact.
I like
the other ones.
I would go with Bosch, though. I love Felton, but Bosch to me is a kind of jump ball situation here.
McCall, nice job coming from behind for the double team. And here is where that silly alternate possession rule comes in. They need the ball, they trap, they tie it up, and Duke gets the ball back. I think it's so crazy.
I think that rule is ridiculous. We've been preaching about that. The reason I go with Bosch,
apparently nobody listens.
I know, he goes 15 a game, number 1 in the league in block shots, number 2 in the rebounding. I agree with you, man. I would think more than that because I love Felton.
Ewing on the inbound, knocked away by Drew Nicholas.
1 minute.
Plenty of time, yeah. You got 2 possession game. You don't need the 3 quickly. You got to attack the basket.
Nicholas wants the ball. Blake takes it down the lane. McCall is hit 2 big threes, missed that. Randall blocked from behind, got it back and put it in again.
What a great second effort by Randall, one of the most improved players in America. But again, created by the penetration of Blake. Smart play, attack the basket, you don't need the 3, plenty of time on that clock.
Randall hasn't made many plays throughout the game, but that was as big as any play in this game. Duke with the lead, 73-70 over Maryland. 43.3 seconds to go from Cameron Indoor. Here's why this game is so big. If Duke wins, they would tie Maryland in the loss column of the ACC with 4 losses. Wake Forest would go back on top all by themselves and create a 3-way tie for second with North Carolina State in there.
Well, they got a tough game coming up tomorrow night on the road against Georgia Tech, who's been unblemished down there. Poor UH young kids. Jared Jack in the backcourt, a freshman.
Paul Hewitt has put together a pretty good ball club.
Well,
speaking of good recruiting,
he's got some good young players. Paul's really a heck of a leader. They just got to learn how to win away from home. Something the Duke kids have got to find out. Look at this crowd, though. I mean, come on now. You wouldn't want to play in an environment like that? Listen to this crowd.
Duke cannot hold it for the last shot. There is an 8.3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
Here comes full court pressure. We're going to try to steal. Obviously, Duke somehow is going to go to that free throw line. Trying to take you to a trapping area. Spread the court. Good spacing by Duke.
What do you do if you're Maryland?
You got to go out after the basketball.
You want him to foul?
Right here, and you got to spread the court. Wow, great job right there, spreading the court.
If Duke scores at all, it's a 2-possession game, then it's all going to be time left.
Well, you got to go out and stop the clock, right? You got to stop the clock.
They're going to try to do it on defense. Shot clock is down to 8.
They don't want to foul now, though.
Ewing. Taj Holden. Good defense inside. Maryland can tie with a 3.
Blake's looking to get that 3-point opportunity.
Nearly lost the ball. Has to force it off balance. Reddick has the rebound. Less than a second to go, and he's fouled. Blake tried to take it on himself. Nicholas wanted the ball. Nicholas was calling for it, and Blake double team couldn't find him.
Couldn't find him at all. The double team was suffocating. Never had any opportunity. Look at the clock winding in. Now look at Blake. Nicholas wants the rock, but we're going to see it double up. He wants the ball back out here behind the circle, but he doesn't seal.
When Nicholas circled behind him, I thought that's when Blake was going to give it up, but he has become such a good shooter. His percentage is actually better from the outside than Drew Nicholas is.
I think Gary's worked a little bit on that sideline. He did not see Nicholas. That was the one time he missed him. You're a trail guy. You got to communicate. On behind. Wow, they allowed a lot of time off that clock at the end.
Reddick, who missed one free throw earlier, that came in as the nation's best free throw shooter. He has 16 points, 12 in the second half.
You got to credit the way Duke executed in that situation. The way they spread the court, their spacing was outstanding. 26 in a row, and they go to revenge for the first time when they were beaten severely at the Comcast Center. That's two intense battlers, man. Played a great game. Look at these two intense guys. Williams and Krzyzewski.
Duke had lost 3 out of 4 at home against the University of Maryland, but not tonight. The final score is 75-70. Our final score, this has been a presentation of ESPN. For Dick Vitale and Andy Katz, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks to watch, everybody. We'll be back with an interview later. Right now, we go to Dan Patrick and Linda Cohn with Sports Center.
What a finish!
Are you kidding?
Oh, this is incredible.
It's the most remarkable comeback I have ever seen.
What a finish!
Maryland has done it. They come to Durham and won.
Duke with a 33-point turnaround.
With that great recent history as a backdrop, Maryland and Duke back on the court tonight. Welcome to College Game Night. Chris Fowler and Jay Billis. Best rivalry in the ACC. 17th straight meeting. Both teams ranked in the top 25. Maybe not a ton at stake, except pride. And Duke coming off the 15-point loss at Maryland earlier. You know they were motivated. Williams wanted a fast start. This is a fast start right off the tip. Nick Kaner-Medley, the freshman with the dunk. That's what he wanted.
Boy, that's the way you take it hard to the basket, too. That's the way you start on the road if you want to win.
Steve Blake, good all-court game. Feeds Randall for the dunk. Maryland would be on top by 1. J.J. Reddick. The fast start the first inning. Then he was held in check. This the much-needed 3 to spark the Dukies. They led at halftime by 4. Then Jones finds some room. Dunks it on the break there. Blake, not a big shooting night. Only 2 field goals. This is one of them, a triple. Gets him back within 2 midway second half.
That's when J.J. Reddick took over. Reddick had 17 points in this game. Coming off the screen, putting the ball on the floor when he's made to put it on the floor. That's a big-time pull-up jump shot. Look how far this one was when the shot clock was winding down. 4 of 9 from three-point range. You have got to get him inside that three-point line. It'll absolutely kill you.
Strong drive by Dante Jones and the foul. Duke up by 8. Maryland, though, would hang around. Veteran team, they're not going to crumble. Blake to Randall. He knocks it down back within 2 inside of 3.5. Then Reddick to Ewing.
This was the big one.
That is a dagger. Turned a 4-point lead into 7. Final seconds here. Still a 3-point game. Ewing drives. Maryland recovers, brings it up. What's Blake doing?
Well, they tried to call a set in transition, but what he needed to do was push the ball up court a little bit quicker and try to get a shot up in transition through the chaos. And both coaches with a lot of respect for each other because they've both got outstanding teams with a chance to get to New Orleans each.
See Jones 21-6. Drew Nicholas, who might have been an option on that last shot, held to just 8 points. Turnovers, 12 for Maryland. Duke converted them into 18 points. And after with Andy Katz, Sheldon Williams, the freshman, on the Dukies defense.
This past few games, I just do my main focus on rebounding, and my offense will come. And as you can see, I was doing like a lot of rebounding. And my offense, like last game, my offense started coming in the second half, and then it started coming around in the first half this game too.
For about the last 3.5 weeks, we're playing real. If we didn't play good defense the way we've been shooting, you know, we might be under 500 in the league, and that's not fooling around. Our defense and rebounding have kept us afloat.
Key difference from the first meeting a month ago, the Duke freshmen much improved. Williams, Reddick, and Shavlik Randolph, 15 more points combined, more rebounds, and the 6 blocks by Williams, a total 8, the freshman alone.
They just played much stronger, and I think rebounding was really the difference in this game. In the first ball game up at Comcast Center, Duke got out-rebounded by 11. In this ball game, Duke out-rebounded Maryland by 6. That's quite a turnaround. And who engineered this turnaround? It was Sheldon Williams. Williams had 13 points, 11 rebounds, 6 big block shots, and also 2 steals. And that is on the heels of having a 20-point, 8-rebound performance at Virginia. And when Williams got the ball inside, he was strong with it. And he made plays, and he finished plays. You know, good players make plays, but great players finish plays. And I think that Sheldon Williams went a long way towards being a great player in the ACC. Still just a freshman and still making steps toward being an outstanding player. But I think he's got a future of being a great player in the league.
With 6 blocks against Maryland, you've done something.
No, that's big time.
Now, the difference between this game and the first game also was the second half. You know, at home, Maryland started very slowly, had a big, dominant second half. You see, tonight in the second half, the field goal percentage just dropping off. They did not have a big edge on the boards.
No, and you have to give a lot of credit to Duke's defense for that. I thought Duke played very well defensively. Chris Duhon put very good pressure on the ball and did not allow Steve Blake to get a lot of open looks. And Steve Blake went 2 of 10 in this ball game. Although he had 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists, he had a difficult time freeing himself. They're taking a fadeaway jump shot over an outstretched arm. Right here trying to get around, but he's got another defender, Nick Horvath, getting in the way and providing good help. Here, trying to get free in transition at the end of the ball game. Drew Nicholas, you could say he was open, but the clock was winding down, and Steve Blake had to make a quick call there. And it looked like Gary Williams was trying to call a set at the end of this ball game, and he made a very gutsy call, not fouling at the end, and they did get the ball back 3 points down with a chance to tie it. But that's when you have to push it up quickly in the chaos and try to get off a 3 as quickly as you can if you can't find somebody fanning out.
So the fallout of this Duke win means that Maryland can't jump ahead by 2 games and still very much a 3-team race along with Wake